students, how are you doing today? I hope that you're feeling great and staying safe. Today we're going to continue with an English lesson on the media. We'll be doing some writing around the topic of what if your school was a TikToker? Have you thought about that before? Does your school have a TikTok account? What do you think the TikTok account would be like if your school did actually have one that's run by the students, not by the teachers, by the way? And in order to explore this topic properly, let's ask a similar question, which is this one here. What if your college had a TV channel? So I'm going to show you an essay writing question, and we're going to do some analysis of that question. Circle the subject of the report. Underline what you write about. Your college has decided to start its own TV channel for students. You have been asked to write a report for the college dean about the types of programs it could show in order to provide information and entertainment for students, explaining why they would be popular. Write your report. Let's first circle the subject of the report. And the subject is this one: a TV channel for students. Underline what you write about. Write a report for the college dean. Types of programs, provide information and entertainment, why they would be popular. This one will have to do with the communicative achievement, right? Report, college dean. This one will be content. Types of program, for information and for entertainment, as well as why. With this particular question, we have to write a report, and it's about making suggestions, right? So when you write a report about making suggestions, it's usually written in formal language. In this case, it's written to your dean, which is something like a principal, so it's got to be formal, right? You give information and you make suggestions or recommendations. So you have to do these language functions inside of your report. Now, there are two ways to do this, and let's compare them and let's decide on which one is better. We could upload short news videos. Let's compare that with short news videos could be uploaded. Which one sounds more formal to you? This one is more formal, right? And if you remember from previous lessons, this one is active voice. This one is passive. Let's take a look at the second example. We could employ fewer reporters compared to fewer reporters could be employed. Which one sounds more formal to you? Yep, the second one is more formal. First one is in what voice? Active voice. The second one is in passive voice. So as you can see from the examples here, if you give your suggestions in passive form, you sound more formal. So in your essay, please use the active, passive, mix it up a bit, but use a little bit more passive form because this is a piece of formal writing. So here is an example report that I'm gonna read for you. Please pay attention. After I read this, I will analyze and I will talk about what you should be doing in your report. Report on the college television channel. Introduction. The aim of this report is to describe the kinds of television programs that students at the college would find informative and entertaining. This introduction paragraph talks about the purpose of this report, and that's what you should be writing in your report as well. In the first paragraph, you introduce the topic and you talk about why are you writing this? What do you want to do in your report? And there's also the use of subheadings here. If you are writing a very, very long report, subheadings are great to help you organize your writing. But for SPM level, if you're only writing 150 words, you don't have to do it. It'll just make your writing look a bit strange. But for the purpose of this exercise, please use headings. Information. Students often complain that they do not have enough information about college facilities, such as the library and the performing arts studios. Programs about different areas of the college could be shown each week. Students would be able to see all the facilities and learn how and when they can use them. College news programs would keep students up to date, and useful information such as bus timetables could be included, right? And you see another subheading here. And this gives you an idea of what is being written in this paragraph. So this paragraph is all about the information that this writer wants the television channel to share. Do you notice any passive voice sentences? This one here is passive. And this is a suggestion. And this is the problem. First you give the problem, then you give a suggestion, and then you give a reason. So this is the reason why your suggestion is helpful to solve this problem. There is another suggestion here. College news programs would keep students up to date. So let's make this suggestion 1. This is suggestion 2. And you'll notice that the first one is in passive. The second one is in active. You don't have to use passive all the time. If you can mix things up a bit, it'll make your writing a little bit more interesting. Entertainment. What's on programs telling students about films, theater performances, and concerts that are coming to the college would help increase audiences. Video clips of films and bands could also be shown, as these are always very popular. In order to make our foreign students feel more welcome, multicultural themes could also be included. You see another subheading here, which is used to organize the ideas. Do you find any suggestions? This one, right? This is a suggestion. This one is also a suggestion. And this one is also a suggestion. So this paragraph has 3 suggestions. This one is active voice. This second suggestion is in passive voice. You can tell with the B here. And the last one, passive. You can tell with the B. So this is a good practice to mix active and passive forms to show that you're able to do both. And do more passive, because passive sounds more formal. Recommendation. I recommend that a good mixture of news, college information, and entertainment programs be broadcast on the college TV channel. This will encourage all students to become more involved in the life of the college. Subheading. This is a recommendation, for sure, a suggestion. And this one is passive because of the B here. And this is a reason. Or in this case, it's a result, but you can use the result of doing this as a reason for doing it, because it's a good result that we all want. So this is a model essay that you can refer to when you are writing yours, but don't copy this, because your teacher would have definitely read this one. So your teacher will know if you've been copying or Googling and stuff like that. You can refer to this, you can refer to other models. Don't copy it, write it in your own language. So as you can see with some of these suggestions, especially the first one up here and the last one down here, the writer gives a reason for doing it. And the reason is actually a result of the suggestion. So you can use results as reasons. Now let's take a look at these suggestions and these results. Let's try to match them together. Now I'm in the way, so I'm gonna remove my handsome face. All right, number 1, games and puzzles. Which one is a result of doing this? Games and puzzles be fun and enjoyable. I suggest we do games and puzzles. This is because it is fun and enjoyable. Poems and short stories inspire creativity. Interviews with successful former students. Pretty easy, this one. It would be interesting and would give students good role models. 4. Photographs of sports competition winners make students feel proud of the college. News and information about the college would be helpful, especially for new students. Readers' letters. Last one, so it's pretty obvious. Give students a chance to give their point of view. Now, if you want to use any of these points in your writing, you have some results or reasons here that you can use for your suggestions. So from the example, I showed you that you can give suggestions with active voice as well as passive voice. Now this is a third way to do it, a more advanced way. You guys want to know how to do it? All right, so we can use a gerund to give our writing more variety and to show that kita sangat pandai lah. Kita boleh buat sentence yang sangat kompleks ah. Lihayo. This is an example of a passive construction. I recommend that a good mixture of articles be published. So how do we change passive to gerunds? What we do first is we look for the that and we get rid of it. What comes after the that is usually the subject of the passive sentence, and after that be published. This is the verb. We don't change anything with the subject, we change the verb. Get rid of the be, publish, we put an ing at the back. We move it to where that is, and boom. I recommend publishing a good mixture of articles. Now let's try it with this sentence here. I recommend that a good mixture of news, college information, and entertainment programs be broadcast on the college TV channel. So let's look for the that first. Where's the that? Oh yeah, it's here. Let's get rid of it. What comes after that is the subject of the passive sentence, be broadcast. So this is the verb. Get rid of the be and put an ing here. Move this to the front. I recommend broadcasting a good mixture of news, college information, and entertainment programs on the college TV channel. Let's try with another example. I think we must focus on careers, advice, and information. So this is active form. How do we change it to passive? All right, first thing you do is not I think anymore. It's I recommend that. Let's look for the verb. Where is the verb? Must focus on. We put a be here. Focused, past participle. We move the object to the front. Here, we don't need the subject. And this is what we get. I recommend that careers, advice, and information be focused on. So this is passive. Let's make it a gerund. First, you look for the that. You cancel the that. This is the subject. And this is the verb. You cancel the be, change the focus to a gerund, and you move this whole thing to the front. This is what you get. I recommend focusing on careers, advice, and information. Okay, can you do this on your own now? Awesome. Let's come back to the main question of the lesson. What if your school was a TikToker? You know what? This lesson wouldn't be complete if we didn't have a compilation of TikTok examples to show you. Oh, I don't think your school would want to have this in their TikTok account. No. But it's funny though.
You're gonna kick it as far as you go. Try and back there. Okay.
What's going on here? Luck boyfriend. 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, pull. Jumping. Oh!
The tennis ball goes higher than its
Oh,
drop
science
height.
stuff. Your
Way
school would
higher.
definitely want to have
Where does
this
it
one.
get the extra energy?
Science, bitch!
Hope you enjoyed that. Which ones do you think you would like to have in your school's TikTok account? So your assignment for this lesson is to write a report, and you'll find the assignment in your Google Forms. Your school has decided to start its own TikTok channel for students. As the head prefect, you have been asked to write a report for the principal about the types of regular features and content it could include, explaining why they would be interesting for students. Write your report. What is the subject of the report? A TikTok channel for students. And you are the head prefect. You are going to write a report for the principal. So this thing is formal. And you write about types of regular features and content it could include, explaining why they would be interesting for students. All right, so this is the content here. Content 1, regular features that should be in the TikTok channel. And What kind of content do you want in there? And this is content 3, why it would be interesting. To help you out, here are some vocabulary. And with regards to TikTok channels, you publish a video and you share it, and people can follow you if they want to. When it comes to regular features, you can feature news or sports results, reviews, opinions of students, horoscopes if you want to do that, competitions, games, puzzles. These are just examples of stuff that can be regularly featured in the channel. Of course, you can do a lot more other things. As for content, you can do interviews, career advice, fashion, shopping tips, music features, current affairs, and of course, it's TikTok. There are a whole bunch of other things that you can do. Here is an example plan. You need to have a title for your report. You have your introduction where you talk about the aim of your report. Then you have a heading. So this heading doesn't have a name yet, so you have to think about what you want to write about in that paragraph and decide on an appropriate heading. For this section here, describe what regular features could be included and why. And for the second section, describe what types of content could be included and why. Finally, you end with your recommendation. With that, I think you are ready to write a report on your own, a really good one. If you ever need to, you can always rewind this video and look at the sample essay at the beginning, as well as the other language tips that I have given during this lesson. Next up, let's look at some fun jobs. If I could go to the water park every day, wouldn't that be so much fun? In the next lesson.